You know, next I've got an old, geez, maybe a 2-generation old gaming PC sitting upstairs. I wouldn't even know what kind of hardware is in it. What's that? No, this is like, it's about equivalent to Ben's, which his runs the latest games with pretty decent graphics. So it's a little bit less powerful than Ben's currently. Well, Elroth, you're not hiding from the Thieves Guild, are you? You guys are a little messed up, but I don't know if we can fix it because Elliot is. You're right, Chris. Like this, start video. I said, turn on video. Well, they'll just that's out of order. All right, Josh, start your video. Yeah, I can ask to start video, but I cannot restart video. Oh, well. Nice idea. All right, let's start, eh? I just want to get into it because yeah. Let's do that. So it's Tuesday night. We are playing D&D. Little discombobulated with players and such. Turns out we all have lives. Crazy stuff, eh? Let's turn you down a little bit. I'm DM Roy. These are the Grognards, and we are still in Waterdeep, baby. We have some really, really exciting new system stuff, game mechanic type stuff that we're going to introduce this week. I'm going to tell you guys about that in just a little bit. I know Chris is a huge fan already. But before we get into that, let's remember where we were last week. Who remembers what happened last week? Last week was a pretty adventure-filled week. Anyone? Yeah. Yes. Both. Yeah, you're not sure about that whole part. I say you're not sure about somebody's send. You just know that the nimble right was seen as like the person or thing that sort of threw the fireball. You're not sure if he was sent or who he was sent by or whatever. That's where you had followed him back to the House of Inspired Hands and to talk to Nim, who turns out was a nimble right himself, who actually created this other nimble right out of spare parts and such because he was lonely, apparently. But that's all you guys know about this other nimble right, was that he's been sort of gone for a while. Nimble rights, by the way, are constructs. They are basically mini golems, limited intellect, basically, which is why Nim is kind of an extraordinary creature. He's got sort of a kind of astounding bit of intellect. Nimble rights are more thought of as pets. Not even pets, really. Probably, you know, something between a car and a pet, if you will. Yeah, something like that. So, I can. I do, in fact. Oops. Yeah, they're very fancy. I mean, they're yeah, they're like clockwork type golems. Yeah, so golems, I guess, is the wrong word, right? Because golem is sort of a living construct. These things are like, yeah, more clockwork creatures. But they do have, at least some of them apparently seem to have some level of intellect. Though they don't speak. They can understand the common tongue, but they don't speak. They can communicate, for sure. They just can't speak. Like, remember, Nim had a set of sign language with what's her name, Valletta. They had a sign language system, so she was able to kind of translate what he was saying when you guys were talking to him, because he can understand you, but he just has no mechanism by which to speak back to you. But they can sign. So they're small, they're quick, they have some level of intelligence, and they're rare, exceedingly rare. I don't know that. Did I tell you that? Oh, I think I did. I gotta stop being so nice to you guys. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. I gotcha. Yep. All right. So. That's true. All right. So before we get into that, let's do a little housekeeping, shall we? So I linked the, Josh, if you look in Discord, you'll see that I have linked the Benefits of Living Standards document. This is a document by which, you know, in D&D 5e, look in Discord, there's a link in there, it's pinned in cast. It's recently linked, or just look at the pins. Yeah, so D&D 5e has living standards, right? And this is sort of like the amount of gold that a character spends per day in town. When you're out adventuring, this gets sort of taken out because you sort of take your rations, you take your, you know, stuff, whatever. This is when you're basically downtime and you're in town. This is your cost of living per day. Now you get to set this. You decide how richly or how poorly you want to live as a player, as a character rather. And so what I have now is a table with benefits and hindrances based upon whether or not you are living wretchedly or however. So what I wanted to establish is how well each person is going to be living for the next 10 days. Hang on, before we do that even, let's make the roll. We'll do that later. Yeah. All right. So we'll tie the tavern into this next time because there's a lot of effects that we need to get done with that. So who wants to live? Who wants to live here in Waterdeep? Right, but that costs money. I mean, it's not free, like, you know, that whole stuff. But and plus, remember, this isn't just food. This is, you know, treats you buy or, you know, stuff. Yeah, like, yeah, you know. So all you know, sort of cost of living adds up, you know. Well, no, they. I didn't write the rules. This is you have to talk to yeah, no, definitely not. Tradesmen, by and large, like if you practice a trade, a blacksmith, for example, you basically live in a poor condition. Blacksmiths would basically live in a poor condition. So like tradesmen, stuff like that, they live poor. So even modest, and so this is, you know, it is, and this is, you know, this is D&D 5e. You know, if we have to adjust this, we can. But I just took this out of the player's handbook for now. You know, I guess the idea is that middle class is expensive, man. That's right. Just to live modestly. Minimum. That's the bottom of the aristocrats, by the way. Like, you are like slumming the aristocratic lifestyle on 10 gold a day, just to be clear. That's not like living large. You're like bottom of the pile. Lord Neverember? Renair or Lord Neverember? No, well, they vary. So, yeah. It's Elliot. Yeah, he's at the top, you know. Like big families, like, you know, Neverenders, Castlelanters. Yeah, you know, they spend hundreds of gold per day probably, you know, but they also probably make hundreds of gold per day. So they're, you know, that's a different level of whatever. So, anyway, that's right. All right. Tell you what. No, that's Chris. That's you guys are so ludicrous. Like, if you could sell this for hundreds of thousands, you should. Like, that's the biggest no-brainer thing I've ever heard of. Come on. All right, tell you what I'll do as a tavern. Since you guys have a tavern and you have access to food, I got to figure out how to write this in here. I mean, I'm just telling you, I hear you. But I'm telling you, in D&D 5e, the scale is just different. That's the scale. Like, this is literally out of the player's handbook. I'm not making this up. This is straight out. So that's, you know, this is the scale of cost of living in D&D, I guess. No, I mean, y'all were making hundreds. But look, we may need to, if we need to tweak the system, we will. Don't get too overly crazy about it. I'm just, right now, I just want to get an idea for who's living how. Well, we know what the cost is. What I'm trying to figure out is what, maybe some benefits that we can put in there. Tell you what, since that's right. I mean, so y'all, I mean, you've got a lot of gold. It's not like you're poor. That's right. Pretende. To live modestly. You could live poorly. You could live poorly for a fifth of that. Yeah, I mean, Wretch is in town. Wretch is basically living in a gutter. You know, you sleep in a gutter. You know. Mm-hmm. Poor is basically your typical inn. Is, you know, your typical like adventurer's inn. That's basically poor living. You know, modest arrangements means you've got, you know, solid hot meals. You've got comfortable drink. That's, you know, it's your middle class. Think of it as your middle class existence. You know, you're not. That's right. Well, so being in a dungeon and being in an inn is very, very different experiences, right? The garbage inn is still way better, way safer, way more restful than sleeping on the stone floor of a dungeon while goblins are trying to eat you. I mean, that's just... We can spend as much time debating this as we like. I'm up to you guys whether we want to play D&D. I'm really just trying to... Why? Well, you know what? Then take it out of the game. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Take it out of the game. Take it out. I thought it was a cool idea to add some flavor and some interesting stuff. I do not want to spend the night arguing over the details. All right. I hashed out. The thing is, as a dungeon master, I am not allowed to house rule. I am not allowed to make rules. I'm not allowed to do any of this. I got it. I got it. I got it. I can't even implement the player's handbook rules. I literally cannot use the rules in the player's handbook as written. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Take it out. Forget it. We'll ignore the parts of the player's handbook we don't like, and we'll rule by committee. All right, where are we going? Nothing. Literally nothing. We waited for you guys to get here. Like I love Raw. I want to play Raw. No, not that Raw. A different Raw, because this Raw makes me lose gold. Yeah. That is not towards the dock ward. Dock ward is south. There, the villa is actually east. Yes. All you short people look alike to me. It's all coming back to me. Oh, well. They're welcome.
They haven't heard us rambling and all this nonsense.
Yeah, how's that?
Getting ourselves together.
How's that better? Better? Good?
Are we all turned on now?
I think.
Yep. Everybody hear us?
Oh, there it is.
Yay! +1. That's great. So I was talking to myself about how we should implement cost of living. Cool.
That must have sounded like you were nuts.
Well, you know,
Well,
not wrong. They're
You
not
know,
wrong.
Our fans know who we are.
He was just talking to himself the whole entire time.
They could intuit the other half of what Roy was getting so animated about.
That would be kind of fun. Well, fun conversation. Just hearing Roy's side of that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and see what that sounds like. Like watching you guys talk and watch Roy like want to reach to the street and strangle, you know, people. Like it's.
All right. Hey, thanks for the sound cue.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Okay, let's go burn down a villa. Let's go.
Well,
Hopefully we don't
who
burn
said
down the
anything about
villa, but-
burning it down.
Well,
We're going to go find a nimble right.
I think that's
Oh.
Elrod's job.
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
I've
we
got,
already
well, I
finished
don't have to
this.
burn down. I don't know if this is the same villa, but I only have to burn down that old lady's like brewery area.
Well,
Yeah, but
you
she has
picked
to
that
watch
one.
when you do it.
Wait. You.
Well, that wasn't part of it.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was.
Whoa. You have picked that old lady, but don't pigeonhole yourself. There could be another opportunity to burn another.
There could be more old ladies out there who need to have their
You
That
just
is
had to-
true.
houses
That is
burned
true.
down while they watch.
The rule was you had to make friends with somebody and then burn down their house, like or something like that. It doesn't have to be that one. You're pigeonholing yourself.
That's true.
They
Okay.
didn't have to watch. I don't remember any of this watch stuff.
Yeah,
thought
they
they had to
don't
watch
need to
make
watch.
friends.
That wasn't part of it. It's just I need to make friends with them and then betray them and burn down everything that they know and love.
Why is this?
It's.
It has to
um,
be a widow, right?
Or not
Yeah,
even
it's
a
got to be
pet.
an old widow.
It's kind of like an incentive from Alona.
Now, an old widow or just a widow?
I don't think she specified old.
And
Anyway.
and do they have to be a widow when you start burning down the house?
Haha.
Yes.
Something about locking the door is murder. What?
Anyway.
It was barring the doors and windows.
Right.
For those of you who don't stay up on our Discord,
You might want to rethink that.
That was a conversation from there.
Yeah, you might want to
earlier today.
rethink not staying up on Discord. It adds a lot of context. So we are moving toward the villa to the east in search of the human that took potentially a stone off of a dead gnome after a fire blast.
Or that the nimble
Not
right
really.
blue.
We're looking for a nimble right.
Right.
We have
we
no
already
clue
found
how
the
to find.
nimble. Well, we are also looking for that other nimble right, but we found kind of the cue. We're really
That's
looking
why
for
we're
the-
going to the villa
well,
to
we're
find
really
the
looking-
other nimble right.
No, we're looking for the human who took the stone.
We
We
have
gotta.
They both kind of went in the same direction, which is
Right,
why we're going there. We're looking for the nimble right. We're actually hoping to find the human with the stone. Because, well, we're hoping to find the stone. Because
The
apparently
stone.
that was the whole thing that caused this.
And we suspect it was going to be asked for us to deliver that. We suspect we were going to be hired to take that stone to Lord Neverember.
Never
Right.
ended.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, we are ready to trek east. Oh, great dungeon master.
East we go.
East is easy. Come to find out. Yeah, it's not so bad. You guys are actually get out. Oops, sorry.
Get out.
Have we rested?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I think so, right?
We've
It's
been we've been in the inn for some time now. It feels like
I have a second level spell used, so I have no clue.
Right. I have 2 second levels and a first level used. And 2 uses of Bardic Inspiration.
oh well. I feel like we rested. We went to the inn and we should have had a long rest. We never had any interruptions, and we did declare that we went back to the inn. So could you please long rest us?
Sure. Elliot, who doesn't remember last session, is pretty sure he knows what we did last session, but I'm in.
I said it's coming back.
I got it.
I said
He's about as sure as I am.
it's coming back.
Sure. It will be dawn the next day. It is. In fact, yes, it is officially the first of Eliant.
September.
First of Eliant, the first day of autumn. In fact, here in the Forgotten Realms.
Track down a nimble right, kill the nimble right.
We had the first day of autumn here in New Orleans, like last
think so.
week.
Yeah, we've got one of those every year.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's an official first day of autumn, and then there's the first day that you're not sweating your balls off.
So
That was
December 3rd.
Well, no, we had a cool front.
Yeah, we had a
coming.
40-degree.
We did actually. The weather the last few days has been so nice.
Yeah.
It's actually led me to working out outside instead of inside, and it feels great.
Hey, Roy,
I
you know
like-
today's a holiday, right?
No.
Every
not-
other Tuesday is
Yeah.
when we play.
What's today?
All right, no, that's the 21st.
It's Grognard's Day, like Josh said.
It is Grognard's Day.
It's Hearth Day for halflings.
Oh,
Oh, I see.
It's a good thing none of us are halflings.
yes. Except for Reginald.
We don't
Rajal
count him.
Hanum.
Yeah, but we don't count him. Wait, you're
Even
no.
if he was a halfling, I wouldn't count him.
All right, so you
Or
guys
he's not halfling, he's-
make your way through the crowded and getting crowdeder streets of Waterdeep. It's early. It's still hot. It's still a hot autumn. In fact, it's technically autumn, but it still feels like summer here in Waterdeep. And you make your way east. To cut short, you actually will get to a villa. It is a large, walled, or medium size. You guys have been to some pretty big villas. It's a sizable walled estate. The walls around this place are 12 feet high all the way around. There is a kind of your typical guard type station, and this is on the southeast side of the villa. That would be the entrance. One entrance.
Do we want to do some sneaking before we go in?
No, you're a bard. Why don't you just charm them, buddy?
We have Well, it would be nice.
Well,
to
why
kinda
are we
get
here?
To seek why the nimble right threw a fireball. We would like to speak to the nimble
We don't
right.
know that
Well,
this is the nimble right that threw a fireball.
So
Yeah,
let's
we're
go
not
talk
sure.
to them.
And well, wait. I agree with Reginald, and I think
Oh,
that it
boy.
would be a great idea to gather a little bit of intel before we go just knock on the gates. We don't know anything about this place. We got a couple of things here though that we can say is we know that we have this nimble right divining rod thing, so we should just activate the device and see if there's one anywhere within 1,000 feet or 1,000 yards or whatever. And we should also, as Reginald said, maybe scout the perimeter and see, like potential exits, potential, like we should just look around, be subtle before we go and draw attention to ourselves and knock on the front door.
That's easy enough. Remember, this is a villa in Waterdeep, so it's this big walled area that takes up maybe half of a there's not really too much in the way of regimented blocks, right? There's like streets go all over the place here in Waterdeep, and this villa is surrounded. There are streets around the villa, and it is surrounded by other buildings, of course. So it'd be there's people out and about. So it's pretty easy to just be part of the crowd and kind of do a perimeter walk around the entire place. Like I said, you can kind of do that. There are buildings all around it. There really is just one big main gate that is, this actually like the road kind of leads up to this main gate. That's the way in and out of the villa, the official way in and out of the villa, at least.
We don't see anything else when we do a perimeter sweep about possible exits that we would notice besides this one.
That's what I just yes.
No back door.
That's what I just said.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
By the surrounding buildings, is it possible to look in onto the villa from another like rooftop?
Yeah,
or is it,
probably.
are they too far away?
Probably, yeah. You could go climbing under some rooftops if you'd like.
Gail.
I would say after. Wait, you're saying of the villa or around the villa, near the villa?
There are buildings around the villa. You can go to one of the rooftops and look into the villa.
First,
We'll look down in.
First, let's do a ground level perimeter walk and see what we can determine there.
I just gave you the ground level perimeter walk.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
I was responding to Celtic Cajun. In chat, look, sorry.
Help me out just a little bit here, guys. Come on.
I was trying to interact with the audience. My bad. I tuned you out.
I know.
Yeah. At least.
So one way in and out of the villa through the entrance gate.
The crowd around here. Guards, anybody common that would normally be in this area that I could ask, like, hey, whose villa is that? That's a night. That's
yeah. I mean, there's less.
far
Oh wait, no.
place.
Actually, there is a. I'm sorry. There is one rear door, like on sort of the back area of the villa. So the villa is like a. There's a. Excuse me. There's the. I'm dying. So like the main house.
You just can't think of anything better to do.
So there's a main house, like kind of like the main house area, right? The villa itself, and then there are the grounds. Like there's a big grounds area, open area, and then it's even got a stables. So it's like a manor house type thing. And on the main house, there is actually a back door, a big stout back door on the main house. All right. That said, yes, there are. Like I said, lots of people around. There's lots of houses around this area. This is again, we're in Waterdeep. It's imagine a big, giant villa, sort of walled palisade in the middle of a neighborhood, if you would.
All right, so I want to try to find a place where it's not too obvious, and use the nimble right detection device and try to get more of and as we're walking the perimeter, try to get more of a basic idea of where the Nimblewright is on the property.
All right. Yeah, you can. The Nimblewright. It seems like there's a Nimblewright here. If you had to guess, in that big giant house somewhere.
Just somewhere. I can't like get a feel for because
you don't know what the
thing
house
is kind of keyed in on.
You're right now outside of a 12-foot wall.
Yeah, so I don't know what the floor plan of the house looks like, but the divining tool is accelerated based on my distance from the Nimblewright, and I want to know if I can get a feel for distance square, like
no, you know he's probably in that big house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just somewhere in the big house. All right.
He's in the house. We don't know like
it's just
which
not,
side or where though.
It's not a triangulator.
Right,
it roughly gets faster or slower.
Okay,
I mean,
fine. So moving on, I think that what we should do is take a page out of the Edgelords and Murder Hobos book, and we should split the party. I think that what we really need to do is have somebody guard the south gate and somebody knock. Wait, the front door is on the south side or the north side?
The main, it's like a main gate. That's the entrance. This door that's in it's actually opposite of the entrance. This is like a door into this into the house, like the back door of a restaurant or something like that, if you would. It's not used to go in and out by and large. It's probably more for supply deliveries or something along those lines.
Nice glasses, Kinsley. Does it? I just think that we should. So.
And so remember, this is the Waterdeep game. Things don't have to progress round by round. You can just come up with sort of an idea for what you want to do. Like John talked about trying to talk to people, which you could. Elliot said, let's do a perimeter look, which he did. You can, you've got a lot of, which I guess is a hindrance for us right now, but you've got a lot of options. Like you can kind of do whatever,
Yeah,
Whose manor is this?
Whose manor is this? Who are you asking?
Whoever's on the street.
Some random.
Wouldn't I
that
know?
seems to be right
Being
in
a
that
bard?
area.
Some random passersby.
That look like they belong in the area. I mean, we know enough of Waterdeep to look if they look like they're here. Grab an urchin.
Yeah, this would be
Here's an
like being
urchin,
down.
here's a cop.
Imagine you're in downtown New Orleans, and as a guy on the street, and you're trying to decide if he belongs in that area of downtown New Orleans or if he's just passing by.
Or is he
Roy.
on the phone?
Yeah, Chris. No, he's not on the
As a
phone.
bard, would I have any knowledge of whose estate this is?
If you want to, sure.
Sure. He turns to me and asks me, and I tell him.
Yes. So this is the estate of the Growlhounds. They are a relatively minor noble family, but they're a noble family of Waterdeep. And you could, you may have to ask a few people, but that's kind of that's kind of it. They're the Growlhound estate. They're a relatively minor noble family here in Waterdeep.
So on our perimeter search, we basically just determined that it's just a wall all the way around.
Yeah, it's basically 12-foot walls. Except for like the manor house. So there's like, if you can imagine, there's like the house itself, which is like this huge 2-story building, right? And the manor house itself is probably like 40 feet tall. Then around the manor house, there's like this big walled area, right? Like it'll be their private area or whatever again. And that's got 12-foot walls all around it. So there's like this 40-foot tall manor house, this big manor house, and this 12-foot tall wall surrounding kind of the rest of the estate area. Think estate, right? Like huge grounds, trees, bushes, stuff,
All right, so I think. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, if we want to like sneak in, right? I could cause a distraction and I could just basically gather a huge crowd of people right in front of the manor, and then make it to where nobody's really paying attention to anybody who may or may not be using 12 feet of rope that I have to climb the wall.
So I don't really want us to do anything illegal in this scenario if we can avoid it. I want us to be very basic, very plain vanilla, and just go knock on the door, and
Well, let me-
we have to figure out what.
Let me make clear. So the door, like when I say the front door, it's not like the front door to the house. It's like the front gates that lead onto the manor grounds. Does that make sense? It's like a couple of guards sitting by these gates. So like the road kind of goes to these main gates, and the gates open up into the manor estate itself. And then you would follow like another path there to get to the actual front door of the house itself. Does that make sense? And so that back door I mentioned is sort of like a door that's for the house itself. Like that's like part of the house. So that's like a back door to the house itself. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm doing a good job of.
And the back door, yeah, and the back door to the house itself is also directly on the wall.
It's on the house. That's
Why
actually a
don't
door
we
to the
just-
house.
Yes, but like, so the front gate leads to the back door of the house, or the front gate leads to the front door of the house, and then the back door of the house is also on the back wall of the property. I'm trying to get. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow right now. I've had an interesting day.
Tell you what.
Well, why don't we have?
All right, so what do I want to do? Like,
Elroth
give me some
go
ideas
in
while I work on
as
this.
a noble.
How about we just ask the guards if the lord or lady of the manor own a nimble right? Because our path of
Why would-
inquiry to the nimble right seen at the inn the day of the fireballing. So we're questioning the nobles who own nimble rights.
I think that's
And
a
this
reasonable.
place seems to have a nimble right on the premise as per the nimble right detective.
I wouldn't show that hand, but I would say, hey, we're looking for a nimble right to. You know what? With all this talking, I'm starting to think that we're starting in the wrong place. We might want to go back to the House of Inspired Hands first before we approach this house. We might want to actually. We know where all the nimble rights are that we have detected with our canvassing of the city, and we could just go back to the House of Inspired Hands and ask, where are all the nimble rights that you know of in the houses that you've sold, and we could narrow it down without asking a single question. We've won favor with the House.
He's
of
not
Inspired
wrong.
Hands.
It's not going to take us very long to do this.
Why don't we do that first before we go interrogating noble houses?
You realize that she doesn't know we have a nimble right detector, right? Nim gave us that on the sly.
Fine, but we can ask what houses have nimble rights without letting her know that Nim gave us a nimble right detector.
I'm surprised y'all didn't ask that the first time around.
Well,
With major houses. so
I
you can
think
cross
we
out.
did, and the answer was that they're bought and sold rarely.
It might be none of your business too. A place like this that deals with, nobles and super valuable things like this might not be too forthcoming with giving that information out to just anyone, or to anyone. Actually, I mean that might be kind of right. Where
Well-
can I find all the number
Well,
rights
we're
in the
not
city?
anyone because we are aware of their secret.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out something into the mix.
I mean, we don't want to have to throw that card onto the table, but if we need to, we totally can.
Okay, somebody I'm sure has better charisma than me. So before I go ask a guard about if the lord or lady may have a nimble right that we may be able to question about the whereabouts on the
So we're
day
not
of-
going with that other plan then.
No, I would like to get some gaming done tonight.
I think
Well,
we got a good.
I would like to do the smart thing rather than just kind of, because that was a great idea. I think that was great, Elliot.
It is a great idea, but I think we got a solid DM clue that that's not going to pan out. So
I mean, we're going in there. Why would they tell us if there's a nimble right in there? Who the hell are we? Honestly. Whereas we have leverage with the Temple of Gond.
Who are we? We're on a mission from Lord
God.
Rainier
Mission
Never Ember
from God.
to find out
At a Blues
about
Brothers.
this fireball. And we have a writ that says that, if I remember correctly. That is who the hell we are. We have been sent on a mission from a lord.
You don't have a well. You do have a note from Renair, but to the investigators to tell you guys everything that they know about the thing. That does not make you an official like agent of the city. It just says that hey,
Right.
Lord Neverember would really like to know everything you know about the investigation. That's very, very, very different. Now, I'm giving you the way things are. Now, how you present things to other people, I'm not trying to, you see what I'm saying? I'm only telling you, I'm clarifying what you actually have. How you use that, totally up to you.
I'm just
Okay,
saying
so-
we have a writ and we could go up and say, here, we've been tasked with finding out the information. There is a nimble right on your property, and we would like to question him on his whereabouts on the day of XYZ. Here is our writ showing that we are backed to find out this information.
A part of me really likes the direct approach, and a part of me doesn't want to show that writ and doesn't want to make it too official too quickly. So I'm thinking that maybe we just go, but we have to figure out.
And
the
let me
right
give you
questions
guys,
to ask.
I'm gonna give you guys
Maybe we
another hint, just because you guys know this, but maybe ever have all forgotten it. Remember that the nimble right that you guys are sort of chasing was the nimble right that Nim built. He's not a nimble right that the House of Inspired Hands commissioned for anyone. Remember, that's why Nim had the nimble
And
right
we're
detector.
keeping it a
Nim.
secret.
Whatever you want. Well, they know what it is. I'm just saying that you guys know that Nim built this nimble right. So it's not like he was a nimble right that the house created and sold to some family or somebody. He's like a rogue nimble right that Nim built. And Nim has this detector.
Right.
So if you guys want to go back to the House of Inspired Hands and ask them, you can. The most that they'll probably give you is the official nimble rights that they've given out to other people, which you've probably already
Maybe
found.
we're going to use a process of elimination, Roy.
You know what? I would say that we would talk to. I'm trying to remember her name.
Valletta. Valletta? The priest at the House of
Valletta.
Inspired Hands?
Yeah.
Yes. So what? Yeah, I actually just pulled up my notes. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk to Valletta in private, and we'll give Valletta the list of places. So we'll start with giving information. This is the list of places where we have located nimble rights. Are any of these places unfamiliar to you as should have a nimble right?
All right. Are you all going back to do that? Or is anybody else doing anything differently?
No.
I don't mind
Yes.
going it alone, but all
right.
yeah. In fact, I kind of think going alone would be very.
Yeah, you and John actually might want to go, since y'all went before, and we can stay here and watch this villa just in case.
It's a lot to watch. There's no good... I mean, there are some vantage points you could get to. It would be private property. Like, there are houses around the villa, right? That could, like, certainly see into the villa some more. It's private property. You know, you could go to those places if you like to. But
Where's the nearest inn, tavern, eatery, public place that we could sit outside and have a reason to be there to this?
I mean, we could just blend into the crowd. I mean, it's
Yeah,
water deep. We could just stand
totally.
here for a couple hours.
yeah, the only
No,
thing you
I
could,
meant just leave somebody here with the detector. You'll know if he moves closer or further.
I mean, I can
That's
stay
all
here with
we're
the
worried
detector
about.
if you want. That's fine.
yeah,
I'll
that's
stay
easy
here
enough.
and make sure it does move.
Ooh, I can set up a little card game board on the side of the street, right?
Free card,
Like
Annie.
the hustlers do, so that we can sit here, we can wait with the detector, and I'll hustle people as they come by, and we make money in the process.
Look at Josh thinking. Now remember, the detector's not
There you go.
just an FYI. The detector does make noise, right? It's like it's sort of big. It whirs and clicks and buzzes, so it will attract some attention if it's sitting there doing that.
That's just part of my gimmick.
Yeah, which is totally fine. I'm just FYI in all of this. All right, so Elroth and Delaquin are going to set up a card shop or a card stand to try to hustle some people. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing? Gail's headed back to.
I'm definitely going to go talk to Valletta.
All right,
John, you going with Gail?
Imani.
I have no reason to go with Gail. Only one
Yeah.
person needs to ask her.
Okay.
I almost want to be alone.
Okay.
All right, so the rest of you guys, is anybody doing anything while Gail goes back to talk to Valletta? Let me say that.
I will use the nimble right finder. Just make sure every like sporadically, like every 10 minutes until Gail gets back.
Yeah, just getting down there
Can
and
I
back.
get to a rooftop vantage point?
You can. You can. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
Yes.
Okay. Roll.
I don't mind using invisibility if I need to.
Well, up to you. I mean, you tell me. You can roll a stealth roll,
I'm
or you
gonna.
can be invisible.
I love invisibility.
I'll tell you, it definitely simplifies things. As you may know,
Definitely simplifies things.
I didn't want to have to say but some people in Waterdeep would think it's weird for people walking on roofs and skulking about. And when you're invisible doing it, well, nobody really cares that you do it. So
That's right.
all right, yeah, so you
When
can
he
kind of wander around a bit and get sort of the vantage of the villa from above. So I'll basically just clue in everything from the villa here. You guys have this map that I gave you?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so this is basically the villa. You can see that there are paths here. It's a sizable estate. So the Graydon area to the left is actually the big manor house. Remember, that's like this tall 2-story thing, and this looks like the floors in this place must be like 20-foot tall floors, which is sort of a standard for extravagant buildings in Waterdeep. So the building is over 40 feet tall. The bottom right area is a stables area. That's covered as well. I'll just give you all the outside areas. So this is pretty much the look of the place from outside. All those little white rectangles are doors that lead in case that's not obvious. Sorry. And this here is sort of the main path. Like that's the main path, main entranceway into the place. That's kind of an obvious direction. If you were admitted into the estate, that's kind of the direction you would normally take.
5 foot squares, Roy?
Yes. All right. So Chris, you're gonna spend some time doing that. Josh, we'll make your money roll, Josh, when he gets back. All right, Gail, you are at the so I'm just gonna waive a couple of hours. If there's anything anybody needs to do in the next couple of hours, let me know. Gail, you're at the Temple of Inspired Hands.
House of Inspired Hands.
I'm sorry, House of Inspired Hands. Yeah.
So I request an audience with Valletta.
Okay. Sure. Acolyte, greet you, yada yada. I'm gonna have waving this. I'm sorry, but yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but you let Acolyte know who you are, and he actually brings you. He says, "Come," and he takes you in through some maze of corridors, and you end up outside of this metal door, actually, which is pretty interesting because most doors are wood. This is actually a sort of metal door, and it opens silently on heavy hinges, and you're in Valletta's office, and she's standing there. Yes. How can I help you?
Is the door open or shut?
Yeah, you guys are open. Like the guy the acolyte who brought you here, he sort of motions you in, but stays in the doorway.
I walk to the door and ask, "Is it okay if we speak in private?" And I put my hand on the door.
I don't know. I don't normally do that. I think what you have to say can be said.
Previously, we mentioned trying to save the good reputation of this great temple. And what I have to say may be sensitive.
Well then, it's a good thing we're inside the temple, isn't it? Roll me a perception check. No, roll me an insight check.
All right. Are you gonna give me the cue, or do I have to go all the way through my character sheet?
Oh, I got you.
Insight.
Forgot about that.
Oh no, I got this. I got it. All right. I don't notice anything, I guess.
All right, good. All right. Yeah. So she says, yeah. Then it's good we're inside the temple.
Okay. Oh wait, no, you put the thing up. Now I get to click again. That would have been way better. See, we should just go with your roll.
Done is done.
Ah, damn it. All right. So anyway,
Sides like Chanel.
okay. I think that there are other people who may be sabotaging your temple. And I want to... I'm getting feedback from somebody's speakers.
I got muted. Tony muted, just so you know. No worries.
All right, so I want to try to find all of the legally sanctioned nimble rights and then go investigate any nimble rights that may not be sanctioned. And I don't want to embarrass your house in any way, and I don't want to
sanctioned nimble rights. Well, all nimble rights in the city are created by the House of Inspired Hands.
There might be imposters who weren't created by the House of Inspired Hands and who may not be as good as what the House of Inspired Hands can create, but they are reasonable replicas that may give you a bad reputation, and we would like to weed them out and
yes, you're referring to Nim's creation. Well, of course that is not created or sanctioned, if that's the word you want to use, by the House of Inspired Hands. It was created by Nim. Other than that, I mean, we have records on those. I'm not sure.
Well, you have records and I don't, and that's where I'm driving. That's what I'm getting at, is that I don't want you to be in a sensitive spot, and I would like to know where the officially sanctioned nimble rights are.
Well, we don't know where they are, but I suppose. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. Yes, I suppose the record of sales. In fact, there are no sales, of course. Nimble rights are never sold. Of course, they are merely given in return for donations. There aren't very many. I suppose we could. But that is sort of personal, sensitive information. What is your goal in this? Tell me.
My goal is to locate the one that Nim created, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that if Nim created one, perhaps the other nimble rights are capable of the same. I want to make sure that I know where the ones you created live, so that I can weed out any, or if not weed out, that might be a poor choice of words. I don't consider them bad, but I do want to consider the possibility that Nim created one, other nimble rights could create companions, and I want to know
Well, I'll tell you.
how to help your house the best. How to help your house the best.
I'll tell you, that is unlikely. Nim is certainly a unique creation. There's a reason he lives here and has not been given to other families or other houses. He's a unique creation, that is certain. And I'm not sure that knowing to whom the nimble rights were sold to would necessarily let you know where they're located, their physical location. These families or entities that we give these to branch far and wide. It is certainly likely that nimble rights we have given to certain organizations are not even anywhere in Waterdeep any longer. They may be anywhere in Faerun for all we know. How would we locate their location? By knowing to whom they were given. Would you go and interview all the noble houses? I'm not sure they would be very receptive of your questions.
So my point, and so I agree with you, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to go and interview all the noble houses. I would like to avoid interviewing anyone with whom you have had favorable relationships in the past and who have donated and received a gift of a nimble right. I want to eliminate them from any unfortunate questioning.
So by knowing who we've given nimble rights to, that would allow you to not... you'll forgive me if I'm confused.
Okay, I forgive you.
I'm afraid...
Let me be...
I'm afraid that is rather
yes,
privileged information.
Yes. Yes, I understand that. And that's why I was... Yes. I understand it's privileged information. I understand that it's a sensitive subject. What I'm trying to let you know is that we have a lot of information sources that come to us. And so we can track down all nimble rights, whether it is, and I want to avoid any embarrassment or uncomfortable conversations with nobles. I absolutely don't want to have any uncomfortable conversations with nobles. I also absolutely don't want to embarrass your house or create any discomfort for you. I'm trying desperately to find Nim's creation and avoid any embarrassment to your house and avoid irritating nobles.
You can track any nimble right.
I have a lot of resources. Between my former position as the City Watch investigator and many, many alliances that we have built through our adventures.
Gale, make me a deception check.
Oh, wait, perception or deception?
Deception.
Or wait, what? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, this was honest. I was being honest.
You're not. You're trying to deceive her. You're trying to hide the presence of a nimble right detector by skirting around.
Oh, that part.
The truth. All right, so she sort of looks at you and she smiles and she's like, "This is Nim's doing, isn't it? He's created some sort of way to find the nimble rights. That Nim is a clever creation. I see. And so you want to know who we've given nimble rights to, and you can find the nimble rights in the city. But what if we gave the nimble right to someone and they gave it to someone else?
So wait. Out of character, out of game. I do want to object to.
It's not going to do you any good.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I was totally honest that we had several sources of information, and I did leave out one.
Right.
But I didn't. It wasn't. Anyway.
Yeah, the only reason you know where the nimble right is,
and she jumped straight to the right answer.
Yeah. So she is actually a high-level priest with a preposterously high wisdom. She's skilled in insight. She's really, really good at figuring out shit like this. That's what she does. You are trying to deceive her,
and I rolled very poorly.
The only reason that you know where the nimble right is, or these nimble rights is because of this thing that you're trying to hide from her. That's clearly deception. And you rolled terribly, and she rolled well, and she's really good at it. Just sometimes things just go that way. So I'm cutting to the chase.
That's why it's called role playing.
Or and there's a randomness to it.
That is not why it's called role playing. Actually, the role is spelled ROLE in role playing.
Right.
No, come on.
I see.
Anyway, carry on.
I like your idea, but here are the flaws. One, it is highly privileged.
You suck at rolling.
One, you suck at rolling. Two, this is highly privileged information that I cannot, in good faith, give out. And thirdly, even if we knew who these things were given to, that does not necessarily mean that that's their location. Many times these are given to organizations, and we don't even know, is the organization that we're signing these off to actually that organization, or is it an incorporation for an organization? Is it nobles and people with this level of money and influence work very hard to keep their lives private, to keep these things away from records and such. And so even though we have these records, I have little certainty that they would be of very much value to you. Even were I convinced to sort of betray that trust that I have been given.
Okay. Let me do this then. I am not here to deceive you, and I was.
Now, wait. Let me just because you roll a deception check doesn't mean like they think you're trying to trick them and stuff, right? It's just one of those things where it's sort of like, yeah.
I get it. Mechanics of the game.
Yeah. She's not like thinking less of you or think you're trying to, she's just sort of intuiting the things that you're sort of talking about. She's sort of picking out these pieces and putting these pieces together.
And she verbalized them. She laid it all out.
Yeah.
This is Nim's doing. And so my approach
all right, 3 minutes in scene.
To come complete.
All right.
Huh?
I'll say 3 minutes in scene, and then we're going to take a break.
Okay. So my approach right now is to come completely clean and say, okay, here's the deal. Yes, I'm trying to protect Nim at this moment because Nim has shown true value and I don't want him punished. Nim did give us a device that he also created, and I am able to see nimble rights from a distance. And so I know where the nimble rights in this city are. I said I have many sources, and that's true, but you saw through that and saw that Nim was involved. And so, yes, that's all true. Nonetheless, I know where the nimble rights are, and I take a map of Waterdeep, and I point to all those locations and ask which one seems unusual.
I like that. Wow. And she's like, oh, well, that is rather forthright. There's not a lot of that in the city of Waterdeep, I admit. Though I myself am a fan of it, as you've seen. I have a tendency to sort of verbalize my thoughts quickly. Let me look at this for a moment. Let's take a break. Let's go pee, refill drinks. As soon as we're all back, we will continue, and we're going to end this scene and move back to the villa. All right, real quick. I got to pee. BRB. I am back. Hopefully the sound is back as well. It is so quiet in here. I can't even stand it. Nope, that doesn't help. Who's got music? Oh, we'll just redo this. Perfect.
Oh, tavern music.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
All right, so Valletta sort of looks over this, and she actually beckons you to a seat that's like on the other side of the room. So if you don't mind, just a moment. And she sort of pulls out this book, a ledger of sorts, and she kind of looks at the map of the things that you've noticed, and she spends a few minutes going over this ledger, and she says, "Well, of the places that you've noted on here, 3 of these clearly pan out. Two I may or may not be related. There is this this mark you have here in the docks. That could be anyone. Who knows? So I do not have a good lead for that. There's also this this mark you made here at the Growlhund estate. There's no record of any sort of sale to them, and as a noble family, I suppose I would expect if a Nimblewright were at a noble estate, then that noble family would own the Nimblewright. I can tell you as a favor that the Growlhunds do not own a Nimblewright, at least not according to our records. Bear in mind they may have purchased it or acquired it from any number of other sources. And the docks, well, that is vague. There are no families, no estates in the docks. It could be any one of who knows who owns those ships or what happens down in the dock ward.
I'm sorry. I apologize for my initial awkwardness, and thank you for your, reciprocal forthcoming.
Yes. No. Nothing to apologize for. This is Waterdeep, after all. Speaking openly is not only a rarity, but dangerous at times. I appreciate your forthrightness. In fact, you and your friends continue to gain esteem in my eyes. In fact,
all of us collectively see the level up +1.
I actually am going to award you. I know this isn't as exciting as levels and stuff, but I am going to award you another reputation with the Temple of Gond, in fact, and Valletta herself.
Excellent. And so I thank her again and take my leave.
All right. So a couple hours later, Restalnos comes back around the temple. Around the Growlhund estate, and Elroth and Delaquin have quite the card game set up. Reginald, are you involved in this card game in some way? Or tell me about this card game. What's happening here? How are you gonna? What's the?
So, I've laid this out pretty spectacularly. I'm not gonna lie. So I've got my rug that I've been carrying on me since we raided the.
You do not carry a rug. You do not. No, you cannot carry a rug. No. I'm gonna make you guys tell your encumbrance. I'm gonna make you.
It was a small rug.
This
is a 10-pound rug.
It's the cheap ass rug, and he does keep it on his inventory.
I keep it on me at all times. So I lay out my rug on the street.
It's not the big 200-pound rug that we now have in our common room upstairs. It's the cheap one that was covering the fire pit trap or whatever.
Oh, next session you guys are gonna pay for cost of living, and we're gonna calculate encumbrance. Oh man, it's on.
Oh, I've got my encumbrance and everything fine. Like, I'm currently only at 69.5 pounds.
All right, fine.
Do you know how many arrows he had to ditch to carry that rug?
Fine. All right. So you got your rug. You got your rug for your card stand.
Yeah, so I've got my rug, and then I've got all my lanterns, right? Because I've got a lot of lanterns. I have
Of course.
6 different lanterns.
Who doesn't have 6
So I
lanterns?
set up
in
all
a
my
backpack?
lanterns
Yeah.
on the rug, and I set up a piece of cardboard on top of my lanterns as a
What's
makeshift
cardboard?
table. And I
What's
sit
cardboard?
crisscross applesauce behind one side, and I get out my deck of playing cards and my tinder boxes, right? And I set my tinder boxes on the side, and I get my playing cards. Then, right? Because nobody's really gonna stop for just this little rink-a-dink, like, makeshift table on the side of the road on a rug to play a card game, right? I get my wand of pyrotechnics, and I'm gonna shoot a firework up into the sky. I'm gonna say, hear ye, gather around, folks. I've got the best card game in town right here. And I plop down onto my little carpet behind my table. I say, come one, come all, enjoy the fun, enjoy the card games. And I fan out my cards and I say, please, come.
All right. Now, how is Delaquin involved in this?
It's
So-
a distraction with the gun and just.
Yeah, you just walk around.
So Delaquin-
Woo, click, whir.
I'm just making
Yeah.
more noises.
So Delaquin,
dancing.
I've got 2 things, right? I should have asked you this before I went on this spiel, right? But there's 2 ways we can go about this. Do we want to go about it cleanly and legally, or do we want to make extra money?
Well, that's true. You even got
Money's always good.
You even got a guy up on the roof. You got a guy on the roof, man. You could like.
All right. So we want extra money, maybe not in the cleanest way possible.
I know not. Money is good.
All right.
I'm just making the whirly woo woo sounds.
But
All right. If that's what you're doing, then
This is-
fine. We're gonna do this cleanly. We're gonna do it
yeah.
cleanly and legally. If you're just making whirly woo sounds.
All
Yeah, I was
right.
gonna say. By the way, keep in mind we are respectable business owners in the city at this point, and
We
Let
are,
that- let-
but I have a history
Not
in
for
this
much
type of
longer.
market, right?
All right.
we know you're trying to bury that history though.
You know you got.
So we're gonna
You
do this cleanly and legally
All
with
right.
me, the card man, and him, the wee woo woo man.
Yeah, but you also have an invisible guy on the roof. I'm just saying.
Ooh, man.
You have an invisible guy on the roof. Like, I'm not trying to encourage bad behavior. All I'm saying is.
But that doesn't really help in a card.
Liar, pants on fire. You're encouraging bad behavior.
An invisible
Yeah,
person on the
kinda.
roof doesn't help in a card game. You're not playing the right card game. Let me tell you. All right.
Well, I've got a few card games lined up, and
All
then
right,
I've got
all
my
right.
Tinder boxes in case people want to play not cards, right? So I've got some other options lined up there.
All right. So in a couple of hours, how much money can you stand to make in this? Let's see. So you're playing this
I would
straight
say
up.
it would come down to, I would say it would come down to a charisma roll. How much
I
of a
would say-
crowd can we draw, and how many people can we charm into playing our game?
Sure.
Wouldn't it
Okay.
be a performance roll?
Performance, yeah.
I would take performance. I'll take persuasion since you're doing it straight up. If you wanted to cheat, I would take deception. You tell me. What do you want to? How you gonna do this?
Well, we're not gonna cheat. We're doing this cleanly, so we're
Alright.
gonna do performance, I think.
All right. Performance.
What are we trying to get?
Tony, do you want to assist since you're the wee
Yeah.
woo woo man?
Hey, the wee
I
wee
am the
woo
assistant.
man. Yeah, that's a
Wee wee
clear
woo woo man.
advantage. Clear advantage right there from the wee wee woo woo man.
All right, so we've got a performance roll at advantage.
All right. Yeah.
What are we trying to actually? How much money are we trying to get?
I have no idea.
25.
Let's say you make 25 shards, so 25 silvers over that couple of hours.
Yeah.
Not a bad rate. 2.5 dragons in 2 hours. Not a bad rate, really. That covers your cost of living for today and tomorrow.
And cleanly and legally, you made 2.5 dragons.
If it wasn't clean and legal, let me tell you, we would have been raking in dragons. But
Or arrested.
we would have also needed, the Invisible Man would have come in handy when it came to being the lookout in that case.
Oh yeah.
But,
Oh yeah. All right. So
Right, so a clean 25 silver.
All right, so Rastalos comes in, and you see the wee. Well, before you get there, you hear and see the wee woo woo man as Delaquin has really stepped into his role of attracting people to the game, and as you kind of come around, you see him with the nimble right detector, and he's like incorporated this as like this thing now. He's just using to attract people in, and you see as Elras sort of rakes in the latest pile of nibs from the latest person that's there, and they're like, man, but the person is like, man, and they're like, good game, and they lost their money, but they don't seem upset that they lost their money. Like, they had a good time here losing their money somehow. So they're like, yeah, so where do you do this again? Like, where can I find, are you here usually, or like, how do we because I'm gonna get my money back, friend. Let me tell you, I'm gonna get my money back.
Oh, well, you know, if you ever want to come take me on again, we actually own a little establishment down at the Troll Skull Manor. So
Troll Skull Manor,
come on by anytime. And while you're there, not only are you going to have a great time playing some games, but get yourself a pint, get yourself your favorite drink. It'll be 10 times better than this ever was.
Oh, this wasn't bad. But I'm gonna get my money back, buddy. I tell you what. You played a good game, though. Good game. All right, fine.
I am positive that you will, and I give him a hearty handshake and a nice.
Yep. So the crowd is so there's a little bit of a crowd, gathered around as you come back, and Elras sort of like gets the signal, I guess, and packs up his stuff. It's like, well, or you. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. You guys tell me how this scene looks. So Elras, you catch sight of Gale getting back.
Definitely something like that.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
So I see Gale coming back. I'm like, all right, folks, all right. That's been enough for today. And I sort of like start rolling up all my stuff. I put my cards back in my back pocket. And I pick up all my lanterns and stuff. I say, folks, this has been a wonderful experience playing with all of you. But if you ever want to find me again, please visit us at the Troll Skull Manor. We are here all the time to serve your every need, to give you games, to give you drink, to give you food, you name it. We will provide it, and we will give you the best night of your type.
Say Lords of Lions.
Yeah, and I see Gale whispering, Lords of Lions. And I'm like, and with that, me, Elroth, from the Lords of Lions, wishes you adieu. And I bow as the audience cheers.
Wee wee woo.
All right. So what's the plan, guys? Let's share information. Blah, 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 blah. We all know everything that everybody else knows now.
Did I happen to see anything?
Okay, let's see. It is so it's currently afternoon. Not really. There's like a couple of guards that sort of patrol the estate. You'd guess this estate must have. Well, I guess it's hard to say, but there are a pair of guards that sit up by the front gate, and there are like another pair of guards that sort of occasionally kind of come out. Actually, they occasionally come out of this door here, and they sort of do like a loop of the perimeter, or just like walk around inside the walls, and and yeah. You also notice, maybe once or maybe twice, a city guard patrol will come by, and they'll like walk by in the street outside the place and just sort of like, stop for a minute to say hey to the guards outside, and they chit chat for a minute, something like that, and then the guards sort of carry on. So the guards of the estate obviously have a some good working relationship with the city watch as well. So it seems like there are occasional patrols around the inside of the place. Couple of guards in the 2 hours. The guards don't change at the gate, but that's kind of like low activity. You don't see any sort of nobody comes in or out of the estate.
Is there like a frequency?
You've only been here a couple of hours. I said in a couple of hours you've seen maybe something like once per hour, maybe 3 times over 2 hours. A group of guards, a pair of guards kind of comes and walks around the estate a little bit. They seem relatively lazy, honestly. They, not much really happens here. Or so the vibe that you would pick up. Yeah. All right, so who's got a plan? What are we doing?
So, if this is one of the places that this is a definite noble house who definitely hasn't received a nimble right from the House of Inspired Hands. So, I think asking about a nimble right is going to put them on high alert right away. I'm not sure how we proceed. Sure, we want to knock on the door. Sure, we want to get a line of questioning.
You can't knock on the door. The most you can do is go up to the gate and talk to the guards.
Got an idea. What if, right, we act as salesmen and we try and sell them one of the nimble rights?
Well, everybody knows that nimble rights aren't for sale. Are you shooting me the bird?
Yes.
We want to verify we're in the right place.
Why are you just flipping everybody off?
I don't know.
Oh, because Josh was flipping everybody off.
I'm waiting for like somebody.
What?
No one's got a plan. Something.
I was just doing this.
All right, minutes tick by as you guys sit outside where Josh is staying, sort of across the street from the main gate of the place, just watching, sitting, watching.
Who's sitting and watching?
You guys are just hanging out like across the street from the gate, the main gate entrance to this place. You're just like
Is
hanging
there a
out.
little alley around here?
A little alley?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because didn't you say spellcasting in Waterdeep is a big to do?
If you're not registered.
You're supposed to be
Okay, so I
registered
can
with the.
spellcast because I'm a registered. Good.
I mean, magic's
I'm
very
casting
common.
locate object.
All right, what object are you trying to locate? I gotta look
I
this up,
seek
don't
the
I?
nimble right, built by Nim.
I already know where that is. Seek the
Nope.
stone. Seek the stone.
I mean, we can just cast it again for the stone.
Can it be something that you don't know
No,
what
I
it
can't
is?
seek the stone. I'd ask about that.
That's the thing. Can it be something that you don't know what it is? Locate object. Does it have to be a known
Describe or
object?
name an object that's familiar to you. I know it's a nimble right.
Is
and
it
I know it's
familiar
made
to
by
you?
Nim.
Is it familiar to you, John? Really? Name an object that is familiar to you. Familiar to
It's
you?
familiar enough to know exactly who it was made by and exactly what it is.
You know what it looks like?
Is it familiar to him?
Yeah.
A nimble right.
Was John one of the ones that actually saw the nimble right?
No. Maybe.
I don't
Might
remember.
explain it to him.
Good. I know Raj and Gail saw the nimble right, but I did not, so I don't know what it looks like.
Direction to the object's location.
We can play the game. It's an object of a particular kind.
I'll take the particular kind. I'll buy that. Yeah, because you haven't seen it up close, so you don't. It's not familiar to you. But a particular kind, we'll call a nimble right an object. Yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. Okay, so
You said it's a
because you've seen
construct,
Nim,
so yeah.
so you know the type of thing it is. Sure, I'll buy it. Yes, there is a nimble right inside this villa.
We already knew that.
Yes, it's inside that big house.
Constructed by Nim. That's the key pieces.
Oh.
So this is the right nimble right.
You can't be that. No, you can't be that specific. You know that there's a nimble right, but yeah, right? Because you don't know it. You haven't seen it. You haven't met it. You don't know that particular. You've heard of it, but you haven't been within 30 feet of it. So I'll take.
It's a certain kind.
I will let you know that there is definitely a nimble right within this villa, but I can't
that
technically. I can't technically tell you it's
Gotcha.
that particular number right because that's not. I'm just letting you know the limitations of the magic. But I feel like there's enough pieces, enough clues here. But
Where we
I'm going to
definitely
go
need
knock
to
on
get
the door.
inside. It's just a matter of how.
If the party isn't moving, I'm moving us.
All right, where are you going?
So we want to move this. We want to get in.
I'm going
there,
up to the
but
guards.
But
All
I'm
right.
telling you that I don't think questioning directly about the nimble right is going to bear fruit.
All right.
I agree.
So
I don't
as-
think we should ask directly
That's
about the
gonna
nimble
put
right.
them
I think
on-
it's
Hey, Elliot, you're kind of quiet to me. Am I
As
just
Imani-
the only
Yeah,
one?
you.
So I have this scene. We're gonna open scene here. Open scene as Imani is walking purposefully towards the gate with the guards, as Elroth and Gale follow behind her, saying, "I don't think it's a good idea to talk directly about the nimble right. I don't think we should do this."
As we're walking up to the gate, I quicken my pace so I'm in front of Amani and I kind of like put my hand on Amani and I go up and I just kind of knock on the gate to try and get one of the guards' attentions.
Okay.
I think there's guards outside.
Well, is it like a closed gate where you can't see in, or is it like an iron bar gate where you can
Yeah, no, it's,
see
like,
in?
it's just a
Like-
gate. Yeah, it's like a big gate, like a big metal gate, right? Like you could definitely see through. That's why you were able to see into the courtyard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like just a little.
Okay,
guard-
then yeah, I'll motion to one of the guards and be like, excuse me, me and my friends here, we're just a little lost. Which estate is this, so that we can kind of get our bearings?
No, say which estate is the Grauhund estate?
Is the what?
This
The
is
Grauhund?
This is. You don't know which estate this is, then you probably don't belong here.
We're just a little bit lost. We've had a couple of drinks today. I'm just, we're looking for the Grauhund estate. I know it's somewhere around here.
Yes, and the guards kind of look at each other. You're really, really, really close to the Grauhund estate.
Is this it? Is this y'all telling me that this is the Grauhund estate?
Stupid tourists. Hang on. Dang it.
Hey, we're not a tourist, man. Cut us a little bit of slack. Come on, y'all seem like some guards with a sense of humor, but there's no need to be rude here or anything. I'm just asking you a question.
So,
Yes, of course this is a Grauhund estate. What else would it be? Jeez.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the answer to my question. Gail, you had something you wanted to ask them, right?
well, are the Lord and Lady at home?
Maybe.
Could we talk to-
That's not
could we
really
talk
much of your business now, is it, citizen?
Well, I mean, we are, businessmen, and we wanted to invite them to come and see if they'd like to be investors in our business.
Well, Lord and Lady Grauhund are not seeing anyone at the moment. We'll pass your petition along should they change that.
Okay, well, we do have a tavern and a lot of I guess local rapport, and would love to also meet with them and try to establish a very positive rapport with them.
Is there some way that we could maybe like come back and meet with them over a dinner or something?
Our orders are that they're seeing no one at the moment. So until that changes,
Well, yes, at this moment. But what about later this evening for dinner?
no. Try next 10 day.
Okay, sure, no problem. Hey, well, okay, never mind. It's none of my business.
Hey, Roy, can I fit through the bars?
Aren't you invisible?
I am invisible.
Correct.
You could
He's
not.
invisible and they're distracted.
You actually could not fit through the bars.
Okay.
They're climbing the wall. That's another thing.
I don't have to climb a wall. I just have to climb a Monty. So
Monty's
while
not 50 foot
everybody
tall.
is having this discussion, and Amani and or Delaquin are not engaged in said discussion,
I'm not.
I am going to invisibly climb them and see if I can jump the gate.
Well, no, you're not. I mean, what's the duration of invisibility? It's not hours, right?
No, I think it's hour.
Yeah. So remember, it's been a couple of hours since you guys.
So you are actually visible now.
Well.
Oh, well, I would have gone invisible before we...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just mentioning the spell slot. Like, you'd have to probably the original spell you cast is certainly expired. So
I'll cast it again.
okay, yeah, okay, no problem. And so so I'm sorry. So were you trying to? So you can't quite fit through the bars of the gate. Like it's the bars are closely aligned, but I mean it's a 12-foot wall, easy enough to. I don't know.
Right. Just while Delaquin is over here, I'm gonna climb up his back, and then jump up and grab the wall.
Delaquin, 6. All right, all right.
That puts me 9 feet
Where are
up,
you?
so I just have to be able to do a.
All right, let's make it a climb check. I'll give you advantage as a strength check or athletics to climb the wall, I guess.
Can I use acrobatics?
Sure. Climbing walls feels acrobatic-like, right?
Ah, the way I do it, it is.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna tumble up the wall.
Whoa!
Yeah, so
What
I'm
a
gonna do
nat 20.
All right, yeah. So you're like, okay, Delaquin, look, on the count of 3, just hunch your shoulders, right? And he hunches
Hands
his
up,
shoulders.
Ready?
All right. Make me a stealth check, Chris. Also at advantage.
Oh, thank goodness for that advantage.
Good thing. Okay. All right, you are at the top of the wall. So let's see. Let's put this a little bit. So Chris, what are your intentions? What do you plan on doing? So you're at the top of a 12-foot wall. Let's see. You're here. How about that?
Let me check my inventory, Roy.
All right. What are you guys doing at the gate while he's checking his inventory? The guards they seem pretty sort of like, hey, actually, they're not seeing anyone right now. Sorry.
Well, I understand they aren't seeing anybody. Of course, everybody has their private moments and everything. But could you just like run and tell them real quick that we would like to meet with them? If they could maybe send us a letter, if we could arrange some sort of communication with them, even if it means not seeing them, perhaps.
Yes. Who are you again?
Oh, we're the Lords of Lions.
The Lords of Lions.
Yes.
I see. And the guards kind of exchange a look. Maybe a persuasion check. Let me see. What do you guys? So you guys are not like dressed as lords, right? You guys are like adventurers and such.
I'm in fairly nice clothes. I'm not dressed as like nobility, but I'm not dressed as like an adventurer.
All right.
I'm in like just above commoner, you know, like I'm
check.
a like well-dressed guy on the streets of New Orleans.
Gotcha. Persuasion check at disadvantage.
He actually looks like a pimp.
Well, they have like probably 20 or 30 people a day come up to the gates with this same spiel, right? Like this is the, you know. They're like, yes, we'll send your request to the Lord and Lady. Don't worry. If you want to come back tomorrow and
Well,
hear
here,
the
actually,
response,
I can give you a little sample if you'd like. Here,
No.
and I pull out of my inventory my vial of arcane goo.
What is that?
It is a vial of arcane goo that I got in the Blue Alley that I have no idea what it is or what it does. And it is a mixture of like a dozen other different components.
All right, well then you have to tell me what it does.
There was that one room where we found like a bunch of
You have to tell me
like
what it
arcane
does.
goo
What
on
is
a bunch
it?
of.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me what it does. There
Tell
was
me what
all
it's-
this arcane goo all over the place, and I scraped a bunch into a vial.
Gotcha.
And bottle.
Give me a look and feel.
And I said, "What does this do?" And you went, "Ugh."
Yeah, give me a look and feel. What's the look and
Okay,
feel like?
so this is a magic vial like thing, and it's this sort of swirling blue liquid with like every now and then you get these glimpses of red and purple and orange and green, and it's like sort of on its own swirling around and forming this almost like void like thing in this vial. And it's really hypnotizing actually to look at it. You're like, ooh, and it's in this little like round vial with a hardy little cork on the top of it. It's like a little ball basically vial.
That's really interesting. If you want to leave that with us, we'll send that to them, and you can come back tomorrow and we'll let you know if they'll see you.
Yes, this is actually, I can guarantee that no wizard or mage would ever be able to concoct or identify something like this. I promise you, I am the only one who can.
Yes.
Please give this to the Lord Lady and give us our best regards.
Indeed. Thank you. Come back tomorrow. Right past sunrise.
Okay.
All right. Chris, have you checked your inventory?
I have checked my inventory.
Have you found enlightenment? No.
Almost enlightenment.
All right.
So, akin to Elroth and pulling out some random piece of crap that you gave us in the past.
I like that.
This
I
is
like
my
that.
favorite random piece of crap, by the way.
I am going to take out the bottle of snake oil that I purchased, and
Yeah, all right. And do what with it?
and I am going to.
Elroth, you should get inspiration for that, by the way. Good call.
All right.
I am going to come to the. Can I jump across without a problem, or do I have to make another acrobatics check to walk across?
All right.
The
So, just to be clear, you want to jump a 10-foot distance without the guards standing 5 feet away noticing you.
I
Yeah,
am
but invisible.
I hear you, but invisible people still make. I just want to get a. Yes, that's your goal. Jump 10
Well,
feet. Can you,
I not necessarily. That's why I was asking if I can use acrobatics instead.
I mean, it's still a jump. It's a sound, so it's gonna be. Can you just do a 10-foot jump?
I don't have to jump. I could just walk it. I'm
Well,
a
walk it.
small-sized creature.
Well, but it's not
He
like
wants
a
to walk the
wall.
one that fit on the
Remember,
gate.
the gate is like one of those gates, right? It's like you get the bars and the gates, and the gate is like spikes or whatever on the top. So you'd have to like walk across the spikes. A simple wall walking.
That's fine.
No problem. But if you have to walk across the gate, I'm going to need you to make an acrobatics check. And if you want to do it silently, I'm going to need a stealth check, just so you know. You will get advantage because you're invisible, but those will be the checks you'll have to make if you want to go across that.
No. In that case, I will. Walk over to here.
All right.
Well, actually, we'll make it over to here. I'm gonna unstopper the bottle of snake oil, which smells just positively awful and overwhelmingly pungent.
Mm-hmm.
and then I am going to hurdle the open bottle, and I'm just going to drag me down this way, trying to get as much of the snake oil disgustingness to come out as it flies.
All right. What's your goal here?
I am. It's twofold. One, I want the guards to be distracted later on when they come by here. I'm hoping it lasts for at least a day. And two, I'm hoping that the snake oil smell riles the horses. Because it's going to break somewhere down here, which will be the bulk of it.
Yeah, so it won't rile the horses. It definitely could get the attention. Like it smells. It smells pretty badly. So as you throw it out, you can kind of throw it out, flipping around, spewing its snake oilishness all over the ground. So this area where you're at over there will be sort of covered in the snake oil type stuff. It's not pungent enough to disturb the horses in the stables to the south, but people going by would definitely notice the odor. Absolutely.
Okay. Then I am not going to break in now. So I'm going to come back over here and jump back onto Delaquin.
Delaquin, you're surprised as a new weight.
Oh my God! What the hell?
All right,
Get
so
off
the
me,
guards, the guards have basically sort of told you guys they're not seeing anyone right now.
Very well. Well, we would love to introduce ourselves at some point if they come so inclined.
All right, good day, citizen. Nice speaking with you.
All right, so I think that we should go back to Trollskull. And two things. I think this is definitely, well, we'll talk about it when we get back to Trollskull.
So you guys are leaving?
I think so. I am asking if we're leaving.
I'm unsure of anything else we're really able to do at the moment.
All right, right now it's late afternoon, just so you know. Late afternoon, we're getting into the... It's sort of a lull in activity between lunch and the dinner time, but it's, late afternoon, just FYI, time-wise.
So what I think we should do is go back and sit in our tavern, and if it's crowded, maybe retire upstairs, and if it's not crowded, make it look a little bit crowded so that people come in.
We did drum up a bit of attention today.
Yeah,
so,
you guys are talking micro. I need to know what you're doing as far as this. Are y'all doing anything with this villa, or are you just leaving? You can. I just want to...
So what I'm doing right now in character is advocating leaving the villa and going and strategizing at our tavern.
Sure. I mean, done. You're at the tavern, strategizing.
Well, I was looking for buy-in from the group. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
that feels like as good of any idea as we've got right now. So
It's right now we're either gonna do a full frontal assault on we're not sure that this is what our target, or we can...
Something fishy definitely seems like it's going on here. It's just a matter of we need to get onto the property.
Yeah. So is anyone
clearly unable to do that currently?
Well,
that
at least
shouldn't be a problem.
The guards at the front gate
just
aren't letting you in. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can get on the property easily, but do we want to sneak in like that, or?
Not today. Not today.
All right. So
I think
let's see.
let's
Tonight
go
is
back.
day 4.
So Roy,
Yeah, man.
when everybody else leaves, apparently they're leaving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait and see what the guards do.
All right. So in the next, I'll tell you, like it's late afternoon. In the next hour to 2 hours, you'll see a rotation of the guards. Nothing much really changes over the course of the day. So this is just the daytime watch of the estate, which is guards occasionally patrolling the grounds. The guards at the gate have clearly been given orders not to let anyone in.
I'm more, well, first of all, I guess I'm most interested in, do they do anything like immediately after they leave?
No, they don't. Your read on this is that these are typical gate guard, like they're just guys guarding the gate. And they've been given clear orders that the masters of the estate don't want to see anyone right now. And so their projection is, no, they don't want to see you, whoever you are, That's pretty, just the basic. These are basic guards. They're just sitting here. Your typical guards guarding the gate. That's all it is, with orders.
So they're not. They don't seem suspicious.
They don't.
They don't talk about the guys after they leave.
Maybe. I mean, they seem to think that the thing that
They didn't bring my goo.
the thing that Elroth gave them is really, really cool, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna definitely have to give this to the Lord and Lady. They may like this. That's cool. Sure. Their idle chatter. Yeah, their idle chatter. So you're listening. All right. Their idle chatter seems to sort of indicate that. All right. Actually, their idle chatter, once everyone's gone and they don't think anyone's there, their idle chatter actually would seem to indicate that the estate is basically on lockdown. The estate is on high alert, and no one is coming in or out of the estate. Like they were like, yeah, in normal times this would have been cool. Maybe they would have come and seen him, but man, not right now. Shoot, not with everything going on. And they kind of share a look, and they're like, yeah, dude, what the hell? So there definitely seem to be some sort of extraordinary circumstances going on in the estate right now.
Okay.
It's a shame. Knowing my goo would have been more of an attention grab if they weren't harboring fugitives.
I said no such thing.
Well, and they're still gonna give it to them, and they're still gonna, there still might be
Maybe.
some fruition from that.
So time goes on.
If there's anybody in there.
How long are you staying
It
here,
just
Chris?
wasn't instant gratification.
I'm probably going to stay here for probably about,
You've
half
been
an
here.
hour.
You've been here 4 hours.
Half an hour? All right, yeah, nothing more than
Well, I'm
half
going
an
to
hour.
stay here for half an hour.
Okay.
And then I have to move off. I might go see if I can get another vantage, at least until shift change.
I mean, you're invisible. You can kind of go wherever you want to go. So,
Huh?
I mean, you're
He's
invisible.
only
You can kind of go where you want to go.
Right. Well, I gotta. It only lasts an hour, so I gotta not be where I'm at after that time runs out.
Sure.
I don't know
There's
how much
hiding,
time has
there's-
already gone by, and I need to make sure that I can find myself a place to hide
Yeah, you
before
can basically
it runs out.
you can basically put yourself kind of anywhere you want to be. Unless you want to like infiltrate the building, then we'll do some more other rules. But as an invisible person, like you're not on the wall. I guess you could get back on the wall if you wanted to. You can kind of put yourself where you want to be, and give me a time frame. That's really kind of the thing. I'm really just trying to figure out what you guys want to do, and you guys give me a time frame.
And so this building, even though it's an estate, there's no windows.
Yeah, there's windows, of course. I mean, there's windows all around the building, but there are heavy drapes drawn on all of them.
Nothing but arrowheads poking out through the drapes.
Well, I mean, that would be something, because then I could at least look in.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, you think about what you want to do.
this-
I'm sorry.
Oh. And this down here is a door?
Yes, it is a door into the house itself.
Okay.
All right, so Chris, you think of what you're doing. What are the rest? So the rest of you guys all went back to Troll Skull. What's the plan there? You guys are all back at Troll Skull. You're like, ugh.
Okay, so I just really didn't want Imani to go before, like, I get that we're trying to find the Nimble Right. I get that we're trying to find the human who stole the stone off the dead gnome. But I don't think we need to run in there brashly without any plan, without any sort of line of questioning. And once we ask about a Nimble Right in a house that doesn't have a Nimble Right, we are going to bristle hard. And I think it's going to be much more difficult to get cooperation than if we just seem like a bunch of idiots trying to invite them over to our bar. You know, so that's the approach I took, and that's why, you know, I jumped in there. And so I apologize, Imani, for doing that. I just think we were moving too quickly based on the new information I got at the House of Inspired Hands. And so let's talk about it now. Let's now that we're back at our house, and now that we're back and can discuss freely and openly and not worry so much about being overheard.
FYI, you could tell.
Well, the bad thing is we're not 100% sure.
You could do that. Like, you're in the cities of Waterdeep. Like, imagine you're in New Orleans, right? And you want to have a conversation with your friends. Like, it's so easy to find a spot where you can just go off and have a conversation. You can go back. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to paint the picture. Like, you can do this anywhere you want. You can go back to the tavern. You can stay here. You can do this anywhere you want. I
guess it doesn't have to be at our tavern. We could have stopped somewhere nearby the estate. I just didn't want to have this conversation like right in front of the Graham estate.
Well, yes, but there are an infinite number of places outside of, in front of the gate that you could do this. Sure, I mean that's easy, right? Like, yeah. So no one has any plans.
No.
Wait till tomorrow.
All right, that's legit.
I think that's a horrible plan.
You can, like, you could. I mean,
I also think it's a bad plan, but I don't know what else to do.
wait till tomorrow. It's totally legit.
So,
you can 100% do that.
So I'm going to stay there until shift change, Roy.
Well, did they just do shift change?
Why don't?
No, they did not just do shift change.
We're going back and forth in time, actually, and so I would say that the bulk of the party is going to go somewhere that Reginald would see us, but out of like general.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Obvious.
That's fine.
And we'll get somewhere so that it's clear that we're waiting for Reginald, and it's also clear that, you know, like we're waiting for Reginald, so we're not far.
Well,
Yeah,
And
but y'all wait.
We're not obvious to anybody.
Yeah. So time-wise, within this time frame, y'all can have whatever conversations you want. Fine. Reginald is waiting, watching for shift change. A couple of hours go by. Reginald, are you still waiting? The guards. You're like nearby the gate and near enough to hear them.
If I can be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is a street. It's it's not hard in this place to get kind of wherever you want, right? So you wait, and in like an hour and maybe 2 hours, a couple hours goes by, and the afternoon's getting on. We're now getting into evening, and the evening's getting there, and you notice the guards getting sort of like, they're chatting, and if you can hear them, they're like, shouldn't we be relieved by now? What the hell? This is ridiculous. These guys are always fucking late. Fuckers. And so the guards are sort of grumbling that they're late.
Okay. That is my cue. I'm going to sneak off. And if the party is still close enough nearby that I run into them, I am going to relay that information. We need to get into that place now.
Ow.
All right, so if we're gonna go all balls to the walls, are we gonna go full frontal? We're gonna go back door.
No, we don't want to hurt anybody that we don't need to.
Yep. In fact, Roger, as you're leaving, you hear one of the guards say, "You know what? I'm gonna go. Wait, I'll be back." I'm like, "Yeah. Check it out." And one of the guards leaves.
He goes inside.
Yeah. He makes his way out of sight behind the trees, ostensibly to that place where you've seen the guards come in and out of this building here.
Right.
Yep. And so the party is nearby, sort of chit-chatting, and as you come up, they're like, "Ah! Quiet!" Oh, wait. It's Reginald. Never mind. Sorry, Reginald. We thought you were a bad guy.
All right, quick. Go around to the back of the building, to the back wall. I need to get back before that guy returns. So, who's got rope?
I do.
Got some. I got 50
Give me some
foot.
rope.
I also have 50 foot.
Get a rope.
Go ahead
Just
and give him
50
yours.
feet of rope. Just give me some rope.
All right, you can have
Chris
my rope.
had no rope on his character sheet. Therefore, Reginald has no rope.
Must have rope. Give me your rope. I need rope.
All right. So I take the rope. I'm gonna cast, and this is gonna be a bad idea later on. I'm gonna cast my last second level spell.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be invisible.
Again?
And then I'm going to go back to the front gate and I'm going to wait for either the guard that was inside to come back out. He's going to open that gate again. And then I'm going to sneak in. Just right past him. On
All right.
ground level.
What are the rest of you guys doing in this time?
Well, I want to hear or.
Or the guy on the outside is going to go in to find out what the hell happened to his buddy. And he's going to open the gate. And then I'm going to sneak in right past him.
By
And then
yourself.
I'm going to go to the back wall and I'm going to throw the rope over.
Back wall being the south wall, or the back wall being like the
The
north
wall with
east
the corner on in halfway down it.
Okay, the east wall,
The east wall, according to
Where-
this map.
where the corner, where the 90-degree angle corner is. The
Yes.
the northernmost 90-degree corner.
Right.
All right, so
The
where's the
dog
party? So the
leg.
party is going to that corner over there.
So it sounds like, yes, it sounds like that's our plan, is to sneak in that way.
Oh, you guys are breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Not
breaking
yet.
the law.
We haven't broken any laws yet.
I'm breaking the law. I'm going to be breaking the law in just 1 second.
Not
All
yet.
right. Reginald, you get back to the gate. And we're in the evening time now. And the gate is currently unmanned.
Wait,
And you
Okay,
wait-
so I didn't make it back in time, I guess.
You wait for a couple minutes, and there's no one here. The guards at the gate, apparently they both just left.
oh, we thought just one had left.
One had left, but
Yeah,
when
now the other one's gone.
Reginald comes here, there are no guards.
Does the gate open?
The gate is, well, it's locked from the inside, but it's pretty easy with no guards here to sort of reach in and undo the latch to open the gate if you'd like to.
Sure.
But
All
you
right.
need to pick the lock.
That's all right.
No, it's
I'm
a
thief.
it's not
I
like a key.
locked
No,
it
this is like it's a gate. Like the gate's closed and it's like a latch that's just closed.
Right.
Like, it's not like
I
there's
just-
it's a guarded
I
gate.
just
Roll me a perception check.
stealthily undo the latch, go in, go over here,
Wait,
throw the rope over.
perception check, please.
Did you reclose the gate?
Perception check. You got it.
Two. All right, hang on. So you undo the lock and you come in the gate and you're headed over to here, and you notice how do I designate this? Behind the tree here, one of the guards is lying unconscious, unmoving, behind the tree here.
Okay. Is he still alive?
From here, you can't tell.
All right. I sneak over to here.
Yeah. His throat has been cut. He's actually dead, hidden behind the tree.
Well,
Okay.
poor dude. He just wanted to go on break.
Was it the one that was still at the gate or the one that went back in?
The one that was still at the gate.
Okay. I actually just go get the party
Through the gate or throwing a rope?
through the gate. There's
You have to run all the way over there.
really
they're
quick,
waiting for the rope over there.
obviously. I just run over there. Obviously, there's something that's happening right now. So, someone has been murdered. So we can go get the actual guard and let them handle it.
How are we going to know that somebody was murdered?
Because I saw boots coming out from behind a bush, and so
From the
I was
street?
concerned and investigated because there's normally guards here.
All right, well, go drag the boots out from behind the bush in case he was fully hidden.
It's my keen gnomish eyes, and because I'm lower to the ground. Do we want to go get the guard, or do we want to go in?
No, let's do it. Let's get the guard.
All right, relying on the town guard or the city watch to actually help out.
Let's
Really?
go storm the estate with the city watch.
All right, so you guys are going to.
Although you'll tell them it was your keen eyes, you can go pull them out if you want. Because I'm just gonna stay invisible and stay here and make sure that nothing else is going on.
Just a little devil's advocate. If we involve the city watch, we might lose any kind of evidence and any kind of hope of recovering
The
anything.
stone.
Anything
It's
and
true.
everything. City watch will actually seize it as evidence, and we will never see it again.
I would prefer just to go in, but I know some people
Right.
like
Like the former member of the city watch seems
right
to like
likes
to do
guard things.
legally.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I would I think, prefer to be as legal as possible because I feel like my alignment as chaotic good has sort of come into question a couple of times at this point, and I'd like to
I'm not saying
emphasize
we're
that I'm a
on
good
fire
guy.
and then run them out into the street.
Well, you do notice that there's somebody dead, and a good guy would actually try to figure out, like, how to
It
help.
is true.
Actually,
It is true. I feel like per
we
my
could go
alignment, I'm
in because we're concerned that maybe somebody's attacking the place.
Fine. The City Watch is too slow. All my years of that bureaucracy, I know that the City Watch is too slow.
All right, then everybody's on board, right?
All right.
Any,
Fine.
any
Full frontal.
dissenting arguments? Amani? No? Okay.
Oh,
We're in.
Damani. Bad time to be absent, Amani.
I
Oh,
do think a chaotic good character would go in without calling the guards, and he would get the guards later.
Well, I'm chaotic good also.
We're
And
all
yet-
chaotic good except for Amani.
Not
All
to
right,
the-
so
I'm just trying to I've been thinking about it more. I don't feel like Elroth is very chaotic good.
Well, this
he's
is
more
where the-
chaotic,
so
but
this is all-
Yeah,
that's
he's
where
just
we're
sort
at.
of.
This is also where the background influences our chaotic goodness. You know, it's like my background is as a City Watch investigator. Your background is as
all right, talkie. We're walking in.
yeah.
Let's do
All
it.
right, where are you going?
Dun, 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 dun.
This is mission very possible.
Bum, 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 bum.
We're gonna walk.
This is
in.
mission. I'm bringing in a lot of fire
We're
into
walking in-
a manor
we're
made of
walking-
wood.
Are there
we're
any
walking into a
doors
state that has
are
already
ajar?
been murdered. You know.
Hey, boy, I would like to be stealthy, if possible.
Yeah. So where are you guys going? I'm following Chris as the current marker of where the party's going.
I am
Unfortunately,
asking
we
you a
can't-
question, Rick.
Yeah, man. What's up?
Unfortunately,
I said, are there any doors that are ajar? The
No.
answer is no. They're all doors.
Bum, bum, bum.
When do we get the
No.
party vote to kick somebody out?
All doors are firmly closed.
So two of us have lock picking, so we can assist one another.
Yeah, the thing is, do we want to go in through the guard's door? Do we want to try and go through the front door, or either one of these two back doors?
Where are the guards coming in from the guard door? I would go through the guards because somebody's attacking the guards.
All right. Let's do that then. I'm going to stay invisible. So...
Where's our frontline fighter?
Yeah, Gale, where you at?
I'm a rogue.
You're still pretty much our frontline fighter.
Unfortunately.
You know that, right?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, I thought Amani was our frontline fighter with the priest in plate mail.
All right,
You know,
so
because Imani's wearing chain, I think.
Imani's only wearing
and
chain.
Only
and
sort of a frontline
Wait,
fighter.
Imani apparently had to go. Oh no.
Imani is also newlywed. Not that should influence Tuesday night gaming, but whatever.
All right, Imani's not comfortable apparently storming the castle.
All right, so
He was earlier.
he might still be storming a castle, but whatever. All right, so Gale is going to go and try to remain stealthy and open this door.
All right, we're
Picking the lock.
According to John, that's the thing you can do.
John's going to get the city watch.
No, he is not.
John's gonna get clapped if he does.
If I know John, he is trying not to be watched by anyone at all.
All right, you open this door and into the barracks. There are beds lined neatly, footlockers. There's a door that leads to a privy type area. That's what it is. Barracks.
Anybody in there?
There's no one in here actually.
It's a vacant barracks, and
Yeah,
there are
it's
no doors other than the one on the south end and the one to the privy type area.
Correct. The barracks are apparently not allowed direct access into the manor house proper.
Interesting. I would
Yep.
suggest we go straight through the barracks to the back door and the other back.
Roll me
door. So we
Is there
perception
anyone
checks.
in the barracks?
Everyone, roll me
There's
perception
nobody in the
check.
barracks.
I'm sorry. Wait.
Perception?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Wait.
He's got a button.
He's gonna click the button. He's gonna do the button.
Button. Who's got the button?
Oh, not the button.
Perception check.
And I want to press the button.
See,
Totally.
that's
the
why I
button.
hate the button.
This is also why I hate the button.
Ooh, I like the button.
Can I get like a performance instead?
All right, Reginald, Gail, and Imani. You guys, as you're in this building, you hear what sounds like a scream of someone dying out in pain or something. And that sort of keys you in. The sounds of combat are very faintly drifting out in this area. Someone nearby.
You saying that we didn't hear a scream?
It's muted from where you are. It's really muted from where you are.
So the
Okay.
So the question is, based on the 24 perception roll, should we turn and go through the front door, or should we run through to the back door?
Definitely sounds like it's coming from inside the main house, the main villa.
Yeah, and I'm talking about like going in the main.
Should we go
house.
in through? Does it sound like we can go in through this door, or does it sound like we
You
should
can't-
go in through this door?
From here, you can't really tell. It just sounds like there's definitely some sort of combat happening inside the main house. I can't tell you which door to go into. I mean,
Let's just.
All right.
Let's
so,
go in through the front door.
That's unfortunately opposite what I was gonna say, but okay, fine.
We know you like the back door. We get it.
I mean, once in a while, it's not my preferred thing, but it's good to change it up.
yeah, I mean, Elliot's all about taking it. Like, it happens. It's cool.
He likes it in the back door.
No judgment. No judgment.
Yes, no judgment. No judgment.
Oh, I'm
Alright.
judging.
This
Just
door.
FYI.
This door. Who's opening the door? Reginald. The door is locked. This is a stout, like, double, huge, ornately carved wooden doors that are locked tight.
Are they pickable?
Depends on your skill.
Though that is a slow process, but yes, you can definitely.
Oh yeah. Let's try the back door.
Back door it is.
Back door it is.
All right, so we check the back door.
I was there first.
Let's see.
I'm way before.
So okay, so I think yes. You run around 1, 2, 3. All right, so you guys run around to this door. This door is also closed and locked, but this is a
Rinky dink lock.
yeah. This is a door that's easily
It's
kicked
like a
in.
pop a lock.
Sure. So you guys.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
kick the door in. We don't unlock it. We kick it in.
Mash it.
Fine.
I kick it in.
I don't kick it
learned
in. I'm
that.
so invisible.
I
All right,
kick it in.
you guys find yourselves in the kitchen. This is it's a kitchen. It's stocked with larders, cookware, utensils. There's a huge fireplace in the western side for cooking large meals. On the floor of this room is probably a servant. She's a modestly clad woman lying in the floor in a pool of blood.
Murdered.
Murder or foul. Let's move. Keep moving.
No,
Sorry,
Brett
there's
Slade
a
as well.
door to the north and a door to the south from this
Go
room.
to the
Hey,
north.
Roy, I need to know if anybody we run across is alive, and I'm going to be checking.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. No, this person is
Alright.
dead.
To the north.
To the
All
north.
right, girl. I'm right. Gail, I'm right
Can
behind
I?
you.
Are there like a bunch of things lying around in the kitchen? Like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
only Imani were here.
It's a kitchen.
perhaps
Pots,
Imani could
knives,
be giving magical healing to these possibly dying.
I think Amani is
No,
actually.
I have healing. That's why I'm asking, Elliot.
While
okay,
in the
look,
kitchen,
yeah,
I'm gonna grab every knife that I can find.
So Roy, is it possible? So because Reginald has magical healing, is it possible to discern the difference between dead and dying?
Yeah, Reginald.
That's why I asked.
He says he's gonna check for that. All right, so you guys open this room. This is clearly some kind of room where servants would wash clothing. There are various implements of washing clothing. There are drying racks with different clothes around. There are scrub buckets, wash basins, soap mops, chamber pots, etc. There is another middle-aged female human, and her body is actually sort of like going up the stairs, but again, she's actually dead. And there's a pool of blood at the bottom of the stairs. So she was she was bashed in the head. There's a huge wound on the side of her head. It's just caved in completely, and her brains and blood are bleeding out all over, or have bled out all over the floor.
Nice. No saving her.
How many knives did I grab from the kitchen?
That's gonna take a while to do.
Yeah, in one round you can grab 3.
Just like laying out on the table and everything. 3 knives?
Sure.
All right.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah, man.
3 cooking knives.
Is there any indication by perhaps bloody footprints which way the assailants are moving?
Oh, upstairs. It's pretty clear that the carnage is moving up these stairs.
Okay.
All right, I move up the stairs.
While we are moving, I'm sort of behind the party. I'm gonna have a foot or so of my rope that I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take these 3 knives and I'm gonna start tying them together into a bundle of knives.
Since I have become...
He's planning something. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah.
I'm just preparing for combat.
Since I've become the de facto gate crasher and tank, I am moving ahead at all haste. So
I'm right behind you.
Now I'm behind him, but invisible.
So top of the stairs. Do we need a new map?
We do, but it's on the same thing. So look up just a little bit. Scroll up, friends, and you'll find yourselves, Gale. We'll just move you guys over here to a different spot on the map. There we go. Thank you for moving yourselves. I appreciate that. This is the top of those stairs. The top of these stairs, let's see. It's a hallway. There's a door. 3 doors in this hallway intersection.
Do we hear the ruckus at this point, where it's coming from?
Which direction is the trail of blood?
You'll go forward and I'll go down one hall.
You know, the ruckus is greatly muted, but it seems to be coming from the west, actually, from where you are. On the other side of this wall where you are.
So it's on the other side of the wall.
We'll go straight ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna come to the south then and go through this door.
We're just rushing through this house.
Yep. Well, we're not trying to rob him yet.
Yeah,
we're not trying to rob him.
We're talking full sprint combat movement, getting there.
Well, that's not it.
I've got 2 questions. Just about game mechanics, real quick. Can Mage Hand stab?
No.
Mage Hand cannot stab.
Okay. If an item is if Mage Hand is holding an item, does it count as a carried item? I would assume yes, right?
No.
No?
We're not carrying the item. The Mage Hand's holding the item, I think.
Okay. So then I'm gonna while we're still moving. I'm gonna have Mage Hand hold my bundle of knives.
All right. I'll buy it.
He wants to
And
catapult.
I'm gonna have it just like follow me. Like everywhere that we're running,
He
my
wants to
Mage Hand is
catapult a
like
bundle of
hovering
knives
right
at
here
somebody.
above my head, holding a bundle of knives.
All right, so after the south door bears no fruit, I go kick in both the other doors.
All right. So up here in these rooms, you find a total of about 6 different servants, varying ages, and they are huddled in the corners of the rooms, petrified, terrified. And as you come in, they scream out, "Ah!" And they try to hide. And they're mercy, 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 mercy. So these rooms are full of, these are the servants' quarters, in fact, and about half a dozen of these servants in the house of the manor have taken refuge in these quarters, and they're currently hiding out, begging for mercy.
I try to give them a quick calming gesture and say, it's okay, where's the trouble?
Everywhere! They're dead! They're here! They're killing us! Run! Hide! And
Where?
they're panicked. They're hysterical.
Who? Where?
Everywhere! Everywhere!
No.
It's death! Death! Everywhere we go is death! Death!
It's not everywhere.
It
has
is.
to be in a direction.
It's everywhere!
Use this finger and point.
How do I go west?
These
Upstairs.
people are in
How
an
do I
active.
go west upstairs?
These people are in an active shooter situation, and everywhere they think they go, they're going to get shot, and they're just hiding in their rooms right now, trying to not get shot. So if you're asking them where the trouble is, they're just like.
All right, I come back to. Come back
Where I am.
the stairwell.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah, Ben.
While they were dealing with that, can I have opened up this door?
Oh wait, where are you? Shit, you're in the other place. Which door?
I'm on the first floor again. The one at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh shit, yes you can. Oh man. All right, that's a big door. Hold on.
I'm back at the top of the stairs at this point.
All right, Reginald, as you open this door, this is actually the great room of the house. This is where
Keep in mind, I'm still invisible.
Got you. Okay.
Okay.
This is where the main entrance to the house sort of opens up, and it's a great room. There's this huge table. There's a hearth. This is where they greet people who come into the house and such. The floor is strewn with bodies. There are 2 things you see. Hold on. There are. Hang on. Let's. All right, let's stop moving all around.
Can I just add like an active thing I'm doing while we're running? If I come across a spare knife, I grab it. So just like at any moment, if you think there would be a knife on the ground, like within 5 or 10 feet of us, tell me, I grab that knife. I'm adding it to my bundle.
Okay. All right.
That's just an active thing I'm doing this whole time, just as a passive background thing.
I don't want to feel all this just yet. All right, so the floor is strewn with bodies, like I said. There are the bodies include mostly people dressed in the livery of this house, right? Which like the guards you saw, they all have that livery of the Growlhound estate. Most of the bodies have that livery on them. There are you can hear the sound of fighting from the west across the room. You hear screams and grunts and groans. Sounds like it's coming from a stairwell, up a stairwell across the room from you. There are a couple of iron chandeliers that hang from this dark mahogany ceiling above the dining table, right? This huge dining table. It's carved from red larchwood. Chairs around the table, and there's a particularly large and ornate chair at each end of the thing. Let's see, there are a total, actually there are living people. So there are a total of 8 bodies of the guards of the house. We're in the livery of the house. And there are 2 bodies of these dark black leather clad people. 2 more of these people actually are right here. Whatever, fine. And they're here. And as the door opens, they look up and they look over and they're like, Chris, make me a stealth check.
Peter Pete.
So as you invisibly open the door, these 2 people and these maces are dripping with blood as a couple of their comrades, and they're clad in the same black leather, head to toe, black leather outfit. And they look and they see the door open and they're like, and look at each other. I know who opened that door. Come, friend, let us meet. And with that, I guess we have to end. It is 11 o'clock. 11:01, in fact. Next week.
I was really looking forward to combat.
I know.
So ready to.
Week after next.
We started really late, and we spent a lot of time running around the city doing things like. I thought this was like Arrow Street. I thought I clearly said, go in here. But apparently I did not. So.
And we all knew that. And we went in here. It's just.
Eventually.
We had to work out how to get in there.
You went in here at like.
You know, there's just things that you say in that, you know, and then other people, they, you know, we keep having all of these options and we have to check things out.
I hear you, which is cool. I mean, that's like.
We go breaking the law.
Breaking the law. That's what it's all about. Well, currently you guys are breaking the law. You are trespassing. Just FYI, you're trespassing. But there's some kind of big fight going on in this place right now. You guys hear the sound, you hear the screams of people being murdered or stabbed or wounded. The sounds of combat are very loud going up the stairs to the west there. And these 2 people have actually spotted you. Hang on, I gotta make that note, Chris.
How could there? It's meet or beat.
Yeah.
My stealth check trumps their perception check.
Does not.
Yeah.
19. You both rolled a 19.
Because I'm trying to hide.
He's gotta beat the stealth roll.
At the meet or beat? I thought it was meet. If the DC is 19,
I have to meet or beat.
He has
Players meet or beat.
Ooh, I gotta find out. Okay, hang on.
I guess it depends on what perspective you want to go from, but I would say the stealth should. Well, obviously, I'm gonna say that the stealth should win.
I was under the impression that the stealth was gonna win because I've got a pretty fun opening idea for how this combat can start out if Reginald is still stealth.
I'm down for that. Like I totally will take that over anything else. If it's a fun idea, I'm in. Like totally, yeah. Chris,
so make sure you make a note of that. Josh.
Yeah. Do I still only have 3 knives in my bundle?
Yes. You didn't go back to the kitchen, did you?
Well, we went through like all those living quarters and everything that were upstairs, like all 3 of those rooms.
Yeah, they don't actually leave knives lying around. It's weird, but generally people don't leave big knives lying around in their living quarters. I know.
Well,
I
like,
know,
can we like
crazy.
retcon? Can I like go back and say like, hey, do any of you have knives when we're talking to the survivor people?
No. No, you cannot. You have 3 knives. I don't know what you're doing with the knives, but you have 3. That's all you get. I don't know. I made that number up randomly. I'm so excited. Like, I finally, after hours of playing, it's combat time. Finally.
2 weeks.
Finally. All right, so 2 weeks from now. So from here on out, it's okay. It'll be better because there'll be yep. The path will be clear from here on out.
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I didn't want to, Anyway,
Can I
Unless you
just
wanna
have
play
like the
another game.
DM? Can I have the DM make a note? I fully intend on getting my vial of goo back. I don't know where it's at, but I intend on retrieving that vial of
It's on
goo. So
somebody's
don't
body.
don't leave me hanging on my goo. Like,
Hey, but look, bro. If
you got to make your
want-
own note for that.
If you want a note taken, you take that note. If you look in the notes tab, you'll find that I have notes from the last 4 sessions.
I have no idea how to access the notes tab.
Well, it's
Press
right
notes.
That's called
there
notes.
on
Yeah,
the
look.
right side of the screen.
Press
the
the thing that
large
says notes.
banner. The large hanging banner that says notes there.
All right.
I have that loaded.
Paul's Rose, Chris Delthing, Violet Goo. I think I got it all. All right. Next week, guys, be prepared. Be prepared because it will require.
Wait, we get an extra game time next week?
What?
Will we be able to play an extra game this week?
No, what he's saying is in 2 weeks.
If
And
Chris
I-
cancels,
2 weeks.
if Chris cancels Tuesday, I can lobby to play again Tuesday. Tuesdays are
I'm up for Tuesday.
in the realm of maybe for me.
That's up to
Well,
Chris. though.
it's
In
up
the
to my
realm of maybe.
players.
Yeah.
I mean, last week we had somebody who got hung up on a server install, so he couldn't make the game. That's why we ended up with the possibility last week.
Yeah,
Poor bastard with a real job.
I hate it. Hey, oh, by the way, speaking of next week, we got to go. 2 weeks from today, we will continue in this session. Next week, Chris will continue. Is this still Justice Team, Chris?
It is still the Justice Team.
Still the Justice Team. So next Tuesday, this Thursday, I think we're playing again with Fox's game. I don't know. I'm looking forward to two Thursdays from now when I will exact my new rules upon the players, whether they like it or not. I hope they'll be okay with it.
Wait,
Otherwise,
2 Tuesdays.
No. I like how he's going to do this to the Edgelords on Thursdays.
Well,
Thursdays.
he's now playing with the Edgelords.
Two Thursdays from now, he's going to fuck over the Edgelords. But right now...
we're going to see you guys again soon.
Wait,
Until
what?
then,
Right.
no.
Nerd out! Oh,
Come on, amateurs.
All right, guys.
Jesus.
I do have to go because. Hey, we nerded out. That was actually pretty good nerd out. -1.
yeah, what are you
We
talking
nerded
about?
out a long time ago.